let's focus on Canada now, right? Because we've had a little over a week to digest them going out to Guatemala, who had never advanced that far before in a Gold Cup either. And obviously, there's a lot of expectation despite some players missing because A, it's a deep squad, Jordan, for Canada. But B, when you look at CONCACAF, they went the furthest at Copa America last year, right? And a lot of people have faith in Jesse Marsch, and there's a lot to like. But of course, they crashed out of this, and I don't know if there's one thing, two things that you look at that just went like, how did things go so wrong for Canada?
Yeah, the loss to Guatemala for me in my history following this team and just years before has to be the most disappointing one just because of the expectations that were placed on this team. Not by the media, but by themselves. Them saying that they're gonna go out, this is their tournament to win. So when you start throwing that out there, you're at least thinking, okay, final game, and if you lose, you accept it because maybe you lose to a better team. But a crash out to a country of 18 million people that you're expected to win. People said this was a must win, it was an easy win, and you lose in penalties on 1-1. I mean, that's very disappointing. They have a lot of work to do in this next year. And I just feel like if you say you're gonna win, you should at least lose in a final. To just lose in a quarterfinal is very disheartening.
Well, and so a lot of attention obviously going to be given here to Jesse Marsch because, we know he missed the first two games of that group stage because he was serving a suspension. Then CONCACAF announced that they were investigating him for something else, was not found guilty, did not face further discipline. He, speaking of that Curacao game, mentioned he wasn't happy with some of the substitutions Mauro Biello made. Then when he does return, Jordo, and especially in that game against Guatemala,
Mm.
substitutions seem to be the big talking point. Are you getting the sense? And I wouldn't say the fans have turned. A lot of fans still love Jesse Marsch, and not that
Yeah.
it really matters. It's how the federation feels about him. It's how the players feel about him. But are you getting the sense that people just kind of want him to settle down a little bit and just focus more on the pitch instead of a lot of the periphery kind of chatter that he likes
Yeah,
to get involved in?
no, absolutely. The honeymoon is over. People were arguing about that before the tournament. Is it still a honeymoon stage? The honeymoon is absolutely over. We've had our first fight, and now we're trying to figure out how we can move forward as a unit. That's what it is. Jesse Marsh just needs to focus on the humble part of the game, the humility part, and getting the team to work. Because a year goes by fast. And like going into this World Cup, which is the penultimate, like you're looking at this moment saying this team with all this potential co-hosting a World Cup. You just want to see them on the same page. You don't want to see coaches getting fined. You don't want to see stuff in the media. You just want everyone pushing and rowing in the right direction. So I think yes, he's taken his first bit of ridicule, but a person like Jesse Marsh is not he's not looking at the situation and running from it. Like he's used to that. But I just think that loss to Guatemala has to get everyone on the same page and just be like, let's work hard, let's focus on our football
Hmm.
and stop the outside noise.